everybody, another week of Major Indoor Lacrosse League highlights on Lax Attack. Hey, get that ball out of there, will you?
Red home, boys, come on! You want a W? Let's go! Let's go! Let's make them watch us play. Make them watch us play.
Penalty clock is shorted out. Tommy, you can kill it all.
Welcome to Lax Attack Week 2. Philadelphia ready in the wings because the Wings are ready to take on the Blazers. We're in Boston. This is one of our feature games for this week. We are all set for the action because also this week we've got another big game coming your way. They're playing lacrosse in Rochester. New York against Rochester. The Wings taking on the Blazers. Coming up next on Lax Attack. ESPN 2 presents Lax Attack. Highlights of the weekly Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. This week's MILL Lax Attack show is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better.
Oh, this is good. This is important.
Yeah, with a second gate.
See, we should use that post today because they're going to hold us on the picks. Use them as a post. Use their play on them. We'll definitely use the post. We're going to defend the post. See, now here we're trying to pick all three guys on the same side, too. We're not going to do it.
With them, we got to spread it.
Throw the guns and make the other guys beat us. No Gary shots, no Finneran, no Chachi.
Who's playing man down? Who passed the,
I think you might be.
Yeah? Think or you know?
I don't know.
I think you know.
I don't know.
I think you know.
I have not spoke.
He looks like he knows, does he?
Just want to see what Finneran's doing when he's up top.
They're trying to just make cutters, and he's playing the top.
Big game for us. We're coming off almost a lackluster performance against New York last weekend. We had a good lead on them. We gave it up. They came back, almost tied it up. We had to really pull it out the end. It's a big test for us. Boston's a very strong team, very fast, good finishers. We had to play tough defense and finish the ball.
You know, we got to take it to the next level. And it's early in the season, man. We'll get the kinks out.
Here's their bread and butter play. This is what I meant, Todd. I'm sorry. The cutter goes this way. Todd, you're the only guy back there. Cutter comes around, you got cutter.
Okay, I watched the little highlight show this morning. They did a double pick and roll. The guy came once, pick, good switch. They got turned. He came right back 2 steps later, picked again. That guy didn't switch as well. Inside roll, goal.
I think you guys can do a better job than they can today. You have it within yourselves to do that, so it's up to you now. So everybody knows what they need to do. All we need to do is perform against ourselves.
Obviously, we're missing somebody in the locker room tonight that's been with us for a long, long time. One of the hardest workers, you know, we talked about people and what the Wings are about. Billy Miller really does personify what this team is about. Obviously, it's a tragedy when something tragic happens to somebody in the Wings family. We all feel it. And obviously, with the death of his daughter Lander last night, or 2 nights ago, very difficult situation. And, you know, I've not been one for, you know, win one for the Gipper or what have you, but Billy's a very special part of this team, and you need to take a little bit of motivation, you know, for Billy, for his family, for Katie, what have you. You got to find a little spot inside your heart and make it happen.
The Stars of Boston getting set to take on the best player in the league, Gary Gate, and the Wings coming to Boston. They beat New York last week. Boston beat Baltimore, and they are into the face-off. Last week, it was a very tough game for Philadelphia. Boston a little bit easier on their side. Here is Philadelphia, their first offensive set. Pick and roll on the one side. Marechek has the ball. He was a no-show last week against Baltimore. Gets it down low. Picks it up again. Marechek with a round-the-back shot. He gets the first goal 21 seconds into the game. Philadelphia maintains control here in the first quarter again. And Boston starting off very strong. A lot of minutes early on in this game on the offensive end of the floor. Controlling faceoff. Down low. Get a shot right on goal. That's Jimmy Rogers from Villanova. It's a 2-0 game. Assist to Jacobs and Oglesby. Now, later in the first quarter, Marechek again controlling. Carmine trying to defend him. Gary Gate gets a lot of focus. Number 22, the league's best, comes in. He'll get double teamed down low. Big push there. Millen pushes him out. Ball loose. Marechek tries to get it. Millen gets it. No. Ball still loose as it gets pushed around. Finally, Gary Gate comes up all the way over back to Marechek. He's got rope. 3-0. Philadelphia leads early in the first quarter. Marechek, 2 goals of the 3. First extra man play, the power play for Boston. They would be horrible in the power play in the first half. That was their first opportunity. 0 for 1 there. They'd end up 0 for 4. Here they are again. 5-1-4. Frazier in the middle, but it's Elliott deflecting the shot. He was on fire early in the game. So Boston trying to get into this one. They're down 3 goals to none. They keep putting pressure on Elliott, but he comes up huge. The fans can't believe it. Hey, don't be so happy. Your team's down 3-0. We're back in Boston. First quarter action, they're down 3-0. But Macarena in the stands. This crowd's got to get on track. They want the Blazers to catch fire. Back to the action. It's been Elliott on fire as we see Boston again apply pressure. Tommy Carmine, he directs the offense, goes deep, out in front to Blanchard, the great left-hander, but again, Elliott makes the save. Still, first quarter. Flynn gets it over to Govey. Elliott just shutting the door on Boston as Gary Gate tries to take the offense up one more notch. They lead by 3. Gate looking, Tamo looking to the middle. Tamo loses a step on Gate into the middle. He finds rope. 4-0. Philadelphia taking charge. Still, first quarter action.
We need to pick up the intensity, guys. And we get a shot in front of us, take a little off, and put them on Gate. All right?
Come on, guys, let's go! Pick it up!
Let's go. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, go green. 1, 2, 3, go green.
That's how the first quarter ended, 4-0. Now we're in the second quarter action. The intensity level wants to crank up a notch, according to Ron Frazier, the coach of Boston. And here they come in the face of Elliott, but Carmine gets shut out again. Power play for the great Philadelphia Wings team. Turned back by O'Neal, starting to get a little hot. O'Neal warming up to the game. Philadelphia again, they find that rope, and they get a 5-0 lead. They're 1 for 1 on power plays. Meanwhile, the Boston team 0 for 3. Second quarter action again. Chris Flynn facing off against Terrio. Flynn dominating for possessions. Flynn, the 8-year veteran for Philadelphia. This team really knows their roles as Rogers already scored in this game, gets the ball out front. Oglesby gets it over to Finneran. Finneran rips that one nice and low. Back out to Oglesby. Checked by 2 players. Flynn back to the middle. Watch this shot. Flynn now has it. Comes left-handed. He's got his goal. And Flynn puts his team up 6-0.
Knock him down. We need to pick it up. Get on their hands. Where we are right now. Ground balls, guys. Get on their hands. Don't let them shoot.
Donovan says, don't let him shoot, but Boston's going to have to. They're down 6-0. We're in the second quarter still. Carmine working from behind. He's got Elliott looking both ways, turning his head that 180 degrees. Very unsettling. Back to Carmine. Carmine driving against Govey. Into the middle. Blanchard. He's got the first goal of the game, 6-1. Boston's on the board. Philadelphia back. Watch Gary Gate working the ball out front. Right-handed, left-handed, great power. He comes in, gets the ball checked out, but it contains and drives in the middle between the legs. Tries the old 5-hole shot against O'Neal, but it's turned back. O'Neal for the fast break. It's Millen coming in, gets past Elliott, but it bounces back out. Millen stopped on the fast break. Score still 6-1, second quarter. Tough against the boards. McAvoy tries to pick it up. McAvoy played with his team, did not play last year. The bench of Boston stunned. Well, while Ron Frazier tries to think of a tip, hey, this is a great time for a rules and tools, Ron. Listen to this. You want possessions? How about the face-off? That's where it all starts. The face-off gives your team control of the ball. Control of the ball gives you more shots, and more shots gives you more goals.
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice.
Hi, I'm Chris Flynn with the Philadelphia Wings here with Rodney Tapp of the Boston Blazers. We're here to talk about facing off, one of the most important parts of the game. There's been a little change this year, especially with the face-off, which means you can't get down and clamp the ball, get on top of the ball and get it out to a teammate. What you have to do now is rake it out, and Rodney's proven to be one of the best players at that right now.
What you want to do on the rake is get down, get on the ball, and you just want to pull it out as quickly as you possibly can, get in front of your man, and be headed towards the other team's goal.
One thing I'm trying to do against Rodney, who's a good rake out, is what I'm going to try and do is to get possession of the ball. I'm going to try and force my man off of it and wait for one of my teammates to come back. So that's what we're both trying to do tonight, and see what happens.
We're back in Boston. They've switched from the Macarena to the patty cake. Anything to get this thing going. 6-1, they're down. It's still second quarter action. Back to the game on the floor. Hey, get that patty cake out of here. Here's Bona. He's ready to play. He doesn't know if O'Neal can last the first half. Philadelphia with that 5-goal lead, and here they are controlling the ball again. The Wings, winners of the North American Cup the year before last. Buffalo unseated them last year. They want it back. If they win here, they'll be 2-0. Bates sets up the offense. Pick and roll, move down, deep into the corner, looking across. Gives it to O'Grady. O'Grady dives, and he's got rope right in the old 5-hole between the legs of O'Neal. Tough diving shot. O'Neal didn't get a good read on it. Now the score, 7-1.
5-10 seconds. Working the midfield with Gary, side Gary. Actually, Kevin, I want you high, Gary low. Let's see if they work the same backdoor play you worked in New York last week, okay? Kevin, you're looking to feed from high to low. Let him pop out, fake it. Zips backdoor, get him inside like this, okay? Make it outside, maybe it's off, back to him, catch outside, score. Okay?
This is closing moments of the half. 8-1 the score. Watch Finneran. Gate comes up to set the pick. Hey, you heard the play. Gate comes in. Now Gate comes back, follows the play. Oh, the pass over his head. Maricek got the shot, and O'Neal came up huge. Big save from Marty O'Neal to keep the score at 8-1. Domination for Philadelphia in the first half. And that's the way it'll end after 2 quarters of play. 7-goal lead for Philly. Back in Boston, where this team is struggling. They are not playing very well, not getting faceoffs, not getting possession. They're behind. They've got to get more shots on the great Dallas Elliott. Another big game in the mill this weekend. Let's go up and find out what's happening in Rochester. Had a great week last week. They almost beat Philadelphia at their home opener. They played well, but Philadelphia has such championship skill and confidence. Philadelphia pulled out a very close game, 2-goal win over the revamped Saints. They went against Gate last week. This week, his identical twin, Paul Gate, plays for Rochester, a team that can light it up like nobody else. Rochester will be very tough to beat. They won last week, and Dietrich knows it's a big game.
It's going to be a big game. New York picking up Tyson Elias and Mark Millen. On top of the team that we split with last year, it's going to be a dogfight tonight.
What makes Rochester very good is that they rise to the occasion. People occupy different roles if they need to. So in our practice this week and in our scouting report, we've identified those strengths, and then I've pitted my matchups against that, and I'm comfortable.
I'm excited. You know, it's fun to be back up here and playing. The biggest thing that was getting off the plane, I definitely didn't miss the cold weather. But it's going to be nice to come out here and play against these guys. You know, I've been friends with a lot of them for years, even going past, before playing for Rochester. Guys like Hollenbeck and Cam were played with in college. So it's going to be fun to go out and bang with them, and hopefully we'll have a good showing here.
There's no easy games in this league. Every team can beat any other team any given night. New York's fresh off a loss, so they're looking for a big win. The first win of the year is always a big one for New York.
Big game for New York, you bet. The Saints arrived at War Memorial prepared, intense, and focused, anchored by their great defense and solid backstops. The goalies, Becky
and Lacasio.
I've played with and against, you know, both of them, and, you know, two outstanding goaltenders. But, you know, as we all know, it can be anyone's night, whether it be a shooter or the goalie. So it's, you know, we'll see what happens there.
These two old goalkeepers were intent on making sure that the night would belong to the keeper. Getting set for that opening faceoff. War Memorial just rocking, sold out at about 7,500 plus. The crowd was rocking early. The moose was loose. That's right, folks. The Nighthawk mascot. You'll see him later, but right now the Rochester Nighthawks get the opening faceoff. Pressure on Lacasio. Makes an early save. He starts to get comfortable in the first 30 seconds of this one. Driscoll against the boards. New York wanting to get tough possessions. Number 4, Brian Silcott. You talked to him earlier. Number 4 is a great face-off man. Played here last year. Look at the speed of this tremendous player from New York. Into the middle, picked off by Paul Gate. Gate's got tremendous speed, in great shape this year. The back injury, not evident. Driscoll takes the feed, but it's big Salacasio standing up to that shot. Still a possession kept by the Rochester Nighthawks. 30-second shot clock in effect. Paul Gate. Not many people can stop him one-on-one. 2 players, 3 players. Now he dishes off. Silcott gets it to the far side. They're still trying to get the ball into the face of Lacasio. Down low. There's a shot on target. And the ball comes back out to the corner. Silcott tries to get Ryder to give it up. Ryder comes in, tries to dive. No room at all. As they're hammered into the boards, Lacasio picks it up. Good pressure on Lacasio, but the team defense for New York, the big difference there. New York now bringing it up. This is Steve Sombrado giving it back to Saramet, the leading scorer on the New York team from last year. Tremendous offensive talent. And here comes Lowe. Darren Lowe back to the trailing player. They're working against the sliding defense. Pressure on Dietrich, who makes a save. Saramet gives it to Sombrado, who feeds the middle, and another big shot. The follow-up shot beats Dietrich. They're blowing in the crease foul, the technical penalty.
Right here, don't do that, don't do that.
No goal. That does not count. You can see now that only about 2 minutes gone. A minute and change as Ryder brings it down for Rochester. Working it deep into the corner as they try to get on the board. Backdoor shot, can't make it stick. Here come the New York Saints. Saramet's got it out of the box. Here comes Tyson Elias, one-on-one. He's got rope on Dietrich. First goal of the game, about 2.5 minutes into the first quarter. Tyson Elias gives New York the first lead. Walder gets it off the boards. Up top, Vinny Sombrado takes a shot, swept away by Dietrich. He's got the loose ball. Sombrado with an easy left-hander, and Sombrado gets goal number 2, New York. Shocking, Rochester. And New York doing a great job to get that 2-0 lead. And the home of the Nighthawks. Now the Nighthawks trying to get on the board. They're going to push the tempo. Thorpe bringing it up. This is Driscoll. Driscoll calling a play. Pick and roll on his side, driving in for the right-hander. Goes to the trailing player. Inside, it's Dewey Jacobs. The league's leading scorer gets the Nighthawks on the board 2-1. First quarter action. The fans love it as we continue the first quarter. 1-goal lead for New York. Here come the Nighthawks. Driscoll to the middle of the field. McGrady, he's got it. Goal number 2 for the Nighthawks. McGrady gets it. Knotted at 2 in the first quarter still for the Nighthawks. 2-0 start for the New York Saints, but now 2 goals to match it for the Nighthawks as they continue first quarter action. Looking for help on the offensive end as New York plays tough defense. Another fast break. Timmy Sudan. Sudan goes to the far side, but picked up by Salacasio. This is inside to Burns from Jacobs. The first lead of the game for the Nighthawks. A first quarter lead of 3-2. Let's take a minute to look at the Brine Mills statistical leaders. Brine, the official equipment supplier of Major Indoor Lacrosse. Starting with points, the top 6 players. The top 2, Rochester Nighthawks. Dewey Jacobs with 16, Paul Gate with 13. In the goal department, Nighthawks have Paul Gate leading with 10, but then Boston has Blanchard and Frazier coming 2nd and 3rd. Save percentages led by who else would guess anybody but Dallas Elliott. He leads everybody. Lacasio behind him and Dietrich behind Lacasio. We're back to Rochester. This game very close, 3-2 lead for Rochester off the strength of 3 straight goals. 1-goal lead as we go into the second. But look at the faceoff controlled by New York, who took the best faceoff man on Rochester's team, Brian Silcott, in the offseason. Power play now. Power play for New York. Big save by Dietrich. Watch out, Lias gets the rebound, and he sends that one home. The second goal of the game for Tyson Lias, this time tying the game at 3. New York continuing to put pressure on Dietrich. That one rolls off his arm into the goal. Jason Walter, the other Canadian on the offensive end for New York, gives his team a 4-3 lead. Now, transition for New York as they really start playing tough defense. Here goes Kisslinger downfield looking for help. Kiss up front. Mark Millen, all-world player, the best in the U.S. and the world at the World Games. Paul Gate can't believe it. His team now down by 2 in the second quarter.
You guys are just pressing it. Don't put too much, okay? Everybody get a touch.
Buck and the Gator turn things around. He rockets one. He's got the corner. Paul Gate makes it a 5-4 game. His team now down by 1 in the second quarter. Then after Chris Driscoll made the score 5-5, the ball comes back out to Paul Gate. He gets pressure by the defense. It goes off at Dietrich. Rolling in. Where is it? It's in there. It broke the plane. Yes, that makes it 6-5, a 1-goal lead with less than a minute to go. Watch it again. Gator takes the shot. Paul Gate puts it on the armor. It's bouncing around. Dietrich says, where is it? It drops out of his pads. Look at under his legs. It breaks the plane. And they call that one good, 6-5 with 36 left. A 1-goal lead for Rochester, who has scored 3 in a row. Each team taking 3-goal runs to get to the 6-5 mark. Not much time left in the first half, but at Rochester, they are nervous about the Nighthawks playing a little inconsistency. And now the pressure still in the face of Lacasio, who comes up big just before the half ends. Lacasio keeps it a 1-goal game. Nighthawks holding on to a very slim margin as they head to the locker room. Hey, don't forget Lax Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2 for all the great highlights of Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. When we left Rochester, they had that slim 6-5 lead. Paul Gate scoring 2 of the last 3 goals as they head to the locker room.
And what happened? We got in trouble. We got in trouble. So the formula isn't magic. You got it. You got it. All right? You want a W. You want a W. 1-1.
If you're watching the ball and wondering where the ball is, and you're still in defense, somebody's open. Sal made about 4 saves with them right on top of him. Let's make sure that we take away those guys.
We got to pressure the ball a little bit too, all right? Because what's happened, he's just standing up there coming up fixing screens like Becky said. Well, we got to concentrate more on that loose ball.
We're getting the loose ball, but they're just coming in and checking it away. That's what I see. We're getting it, they're just checking their stick. 2 guys are checking it, and we're getting the ball. We just got to get the ball to the old flip, anything, get it out there.
Stay within our plan, and we are golden. We'll come out of here with a W. I said it at the very beginning of the game. I want you to enjoy yourself.
Now 1 more half to go. You got to go up there hard, man.
Back to our Lax Attack action second half in Rochester. They're coming out pumped up, 1-goal lead, but New York trying to find the winning ways. Doesn't take long for Rochester to give it to Paul Gate. 7 seconds into the third quarter, the Gator gets his next goal. That is 3 for him, 3 of the last 4. Well, look at this. Kisslinger gets a penalty, and that gives Rochester a power play opportunity. What a lethal power play they have. Hollenbeck brings it up to Paul Gate. He's on the point. He just rockets it in there for his 3rd goal in a row, 4th overall. Penalties are important, and Vinny Pfeiffer knows his team cannot get into a penalty fight with this Rochester team.
I will promise you right now, if we stay out of the box and reduce our number of penalties, we're going to walk out of here with a W.
That was a pregame talk, and that would be the last penalty this team would get themselves in trouble with. Because from here on out, it becomes the New York Saints finding the way to win. Starts with a face-off as New York comes down against Rochester. Looking for offense. Double team by Rochester, leaves wide open on the far side. Colsey first Major Indoor Lacrosse League score. This is a tremendous player from Syracuse University, an All-American who was cut by the Rochester Nighthawks. He gets his first mill goal, and this makes it an 8-6 game. Just 3 goals, now cut to 2, and it is a dogfight. And Sarah Colsey worked a nifty little play. Look at Colsey, back turn to the goal, backhanded shot. Watch Sarah give it to him. Colsey doesn't even bother turning around. Just backhands the shot. He's got some confidence going now. That was after a Sarah goal. That made it 8-8. Dietrich's getting rocked. The game is tied. Then the teams traded goals. Sobrano had one, Driscoll had one, and guess who steps up again? Still caught on the race. Look to his left. That is Colsey again. He finishes that one. And Colsey makes it a 10-9 game. He puts New York back into the lead. 3 goals for Colsey in the second half, his first 3 goals as a Major Indoor Lacrosse League player. Hey, if you're out surfing that web, don't forget to check out the Mill, the Major Indoor Lacrosse League official homepage, www.millhome.com. And hey, give me a call. Write to me at its4leaf@ix.netcom.com. Get on the web and join the Mill. Back in Rochester, the Moose is loose. We're going into the 4th quarter, folks. And right now it's an 11-10 game. Rochester leading off a goal by Yul Baker, the rookie, and Ryder will get things going here in the 4th. Follow-up shot, not good against Lacasio. Now on the other end, it's Sarah make your face and deflected by Dietrich. Goalie's coming up big. Dewey Jacobs in close, fake, Ryder nails this one to open the 4th period. That gives Rochester a 1-goal lead. Mark Millen would score to make it 11-11 after this. Then Jacobs for Rochester makes it 12-11. That's where we pick up the action. A 1-goal lead by Rochester before Gordon Purdy would tie it at 12. We've got only about 4 minutes left in the contest. Game tied, and that shot by Mark Millen makes it 13-12 New York in front with about 3 minutes to go. They still apply pressure, getting good face-offs, and this one is Roy Colsey. His dream day ends with a goal to make it a 2-goal lead and a 2-goal win for the guy from Syracuse. Rochester cannot believe it. This team expected to win. They beat the defending champs last week, could not beat the great Sal Lacasio today. And who would be more surprised than Vinny Pfeiffer that Roy Colsey would give them 4 goals? What a surprise. He expected goals from Lias and others, but not Colsey. He comes up with 4 goals, 1 assist to be the Bud Light MVP. And boy, did he have fun doing it.
Yeah, it was nice to come back here. I played here last year and only got to play in this place once. And to come back and play against these guys, you know, basically in their home, it was nice. It was nice to come back and get a win. They played very well. We had a tough game last week with Philly, and you know, we felt we could have played a better game. We could have scored a few more goals. So to come out here this week and just kind of let them know the league that we're for real and that we have some shooters and that, you know, that we can compete with these guys because we want, you know, beginning of the season is very important to us.
They outworked us. I mean, they're known as a hustling team, and they did a great job tonight. They out-hustled us. They came up big on the face-offs, and you know, if you're going to win the face-offs, usually 9 out of 10 times you're going to win the game.
Hell of a lot of fun. That's the way we wanted. I mean, we knew if we came out and ran and pushed them around and just went at it from start to finish, that we could come out on top, and that's what happened. Yeah, we were hitting people and running around, throwing our sticks around. It was great. It was a lot of fun.
New York gets the 14-12 win. They held the team from Rochester scoreless for the last 6 minutes.
Need a little crunch to go with those cornflakes on Saturday morning? If you love all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, find out what's happening inside the MILL each week by tuning into the Mill-Lax Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Leif Elsmo and Quinn Kesenick will give you all you need to know about your favorite team with highlights, plus special features and previews of upcoming games. The Mill-Lax Attack, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on ESPN2. Brought to you by Bud Light. Indoors, intense, and in your face.
I love this wintry time of year when we all put on our favorite top hat and smile.
We are the animals of the North Pole. We wear top hats because it's cold. We like snowmen because they're nice.
What the heck?
The Winter X Games are coming to town, presented by 1-800-CALL-ATT.
Hey, get your head back into Beantown. Philadelphia's leading Boston 8-1 at the half.
I don't think we're moving the ball side to side very much. We usually get the ball back from the left to the right to the left. Tonight it seems like we're staying on one side. Maybe we're forcing it a little bit, trying a little bit too hard. Hopefully we'll put it together and stick a couple in the second half.
We're taking a lot of our shots from the outside. Let's create a little down low and move the ball out top. You got to get the goalie moving. We think because we scored 7 goals, that anybody takes a shot out there, it's going to go in. But we got to work to get the shots out there harder.
You got to believe in yourselves. You guys are good players. Believe in yourselves and do it. Trust your teammates. They're good players too. Give the ball up. Set picks. Run. Hustle. Hit the ground ball. Get it out of your stick. Don't think that you have to be the guy that does it. You got 9 guys now running offense, and every one of them can play. Otherwise, they wouldn't be there. Defensively, we just need to concentrate and stuff them this half. It's going to be hard. It's going to ask you to bust the gut. It means playing position. It's going to be tough work. It's up that big hole.
We go out there, we made this mistake last week, and expect somebody to lay down for us. These guys are too good, and they have too much pride for that to happen.
And Boston was thinking the same thing. Put pressure on Dallas Elliott. The third quarter gets started. Ryan gets the rebound. They're trying to get the loose ball. That's Blanchard in there. Chris Flynn. Gabrielson joins the fight. Ryan with the dreadlocks trying to drag it out of there. Finally, Carmine, team leader, looking for help. Gets it down low. Here's Randy Frazier back to the far side. There's a shot. Back out front. They can't pick it up. They can't get any ball past Elliott. And here goes the fast break. Boker. He's going to try to finish it right in the face of O'Neal. O'Neal, not the greatest first half, but his team must give him support on the offensive end. Millen trying to do it here. Backdoor Blanchard. Millen, who was stuffed on the fast break, gave it up to Blanchard. And the lefty puts in his second goal of the game. 8-2 now. Let's take a look at that again. Jody Millen gets the attention of the defense and the goalie. The back door's wide open, and Blanchard makes it a 6-goal lead for Philly. Where are we? Oh, 6:15 left in the third quarter. Great, 8-2 the score. Boston thinks they can do it. They've got the great talent. There's a check from Gary Gate. This is what you don't want to see if you're a goalie. Nightmare for a goalie. Gary Gate going one-on-one, but he takes a shot from out front, and O'Neal easily makes the save. Ball still loose as Boston looks for the fast break. Coming up, it's Boston looking. Blanchard takes it in, and he gets a hat trick. The score, Philadelphia 8, Blanchard 3, and we're still in the third quarter. Boston starting to believe. Looking for more help on the offensive end. Blanchard can't do it all. Edel back up top. Donovan gets it into Wilfong. Look at this good-sized Canadian coming in. Left-hander. Wilfong gets his first Mill score. Hey, ref, give me that ball. I'm going to send it home to Mom. Ref says, wait, what are you doing? He says, I want a souvenir. Thanks very much. First goal for Wilfong, 8-4. Now a 4-goal lead for Philly. We're still in the third. Take a look at it again. Wilfong, big and strong, gets past one player and just sheer velocity rockets that baby past Elliott.
As usual, leading off with me. Everybody take care of their own business. Concentrate, make smart plays, pick up ground ball.
Play tough Philly defense. That's what they like to do. Tap looking for the fast break. He's got Tom Ryan, and Ryan is nailed from behind by Gabby Rowe. That'll be a 2-minute penalty into the box for Rowe. Now this team was 0 for 4 on the power play in the first half. Can they make some corrections? Let's see. Carmine triggers from up top. That's Blanchard, the left-handed shooter. Frazier's to the right. Frazier's there, getting ready for Rowe. He's got it, 8-5. 4 goals in 3.5 minutes for the Boston Blazers. Hey fans, where's that Macarena? Depper's rising a little bit. Look down at Tommy Marechek, number 42, down and getting into it. They can't stand it. They want to win this game. Both penalized for roughing. Let's put them in the penalty box, and with 8-5 to score, they'll take a break, and so will we. Lax Attack will be back.
Need a little crunch to go with those cornflakes on Saturday morning? If you love all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, find out what's happening inside the MILL each week by tuning into the Lax Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Leif Elsmo and Quinn Kesenick will give you all you need to know about your favorite team with highlights, plus special features and previews of upcoming games. The Lax Attack, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on ESPN2. Brought to you by Bud Light. Indoors, intense, and in your face.
We're back in Boston, the Fleet Center. Hey, is the Macarena coming back? I don't know, but Boston is 8-5. The score shows that their offense is on the move. Let's get back to the action with Blanchard driving in against McAvoy. He works it behind to Carmine. This is very tough on the goalie. Watch the guy behind. Carmine comes out, beats two players, and saved by Elliott. He wants the fast break. Giving it to Gary Gate. This is so tough to play defense on. Blanchard's got to lock up. Blanchard tackles him. No goal, but Blanchard will spend 2 minutes in the box on that little tackling play on Gary Gate, number 22.
Let the ball to the work.
Resch wants to stop this rush. 8-1 at the half and 4 straight for Boston. Now it's a power play. Gary Gate to Finneran. Finneran, the left-handed shooter, gets it down low. This is Bates up top. Gate takes a rocket shot, and that one is brushed aside by O'Neal. O'Neal getting much more comfortable now that his offense joined them in the game. Bates again, but he can't get it to stick. McAvoy, big loose ball, gets it past Rowe. And there's Gary Gate backing it up. Key possession. Over to Finneran. Left-handed shooter back to Gabby Rowe. Gabby Rowe gives a rocket shot. He's got rope. We've got a 9-5 game. Back to a 4-goal push. It was down to 3, and Gabby Rowe, critical shot and a goal for him. Faceoffs are so big here. Chris Flynn, number 9, against Tapp. Solve them in the rules and tools, and that one goes to Rodney Tapp. Ball loose now, though. Tapp picks it up, gets it off to the wing. Horace Francis to Tapp, and now this comes right down to Tony Millen. And Millen has been on that fast break. He is in such great condition. At least his 3rd fast break, and he puts it in the face of Dallas Elliott. Hey, folks, 9-6, a 3-goal game again. Time running out.
30 seconds, here we go.
Not much time in the game.
Fastest lefty we got going.
Hey, fastest lefty, who do we got? Hey, how about Wilfong? Yeah, Wilfong coming off the box. There he is, all 6'2". He gets the 2nd goal of the game for him, and a 9-7 score to end the 3rd quarter.
Bud Light sounds of the game.
The penalty clock is shorted out. I'm going to go with their game clock. The guy's going to keep on the bench. Watch what time the foul occurs. It's 8:09. Your penalty's released at this point. We'll try to finish it in the quarter.
1, 2. Go!
I'm asking you to stay within the game plan.
The only difference we're doing hustling the ball, we're looking up the floor, and we're shooting a little better. Okay? Just got to continue that excitement. Keep it going. Don't get too hungry. All right? Just work hard. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah!
Let's make them watch us play. Make them watch us play.
Come on, let's get alive. We're at home, boys. Come on.
Yeah, come on, boys. They're doing it. 9-7 the score as we go into the 4th. They outscored Philadelphia 6-1 in the 3rd. Boston thinks they can win this one.
We're hustling the ball, we're looking up the floor, and we're shooting a little better. Okay? Just got to continue that excitement. Keep it going. Don't get too hungry. All right? Just work hard.
Philadelphia has other plans, though. They are a veteran team, a great system. They put pressure on O'Neal, who has looked very strong here in the 2nd half. Here comes Donnelly. He is coming down looking for help, trailing players. Millen again. Millen, rocket shot, nothing but speed. It bounces off. Loose. Ryan's got a score. It's a 9-8 game. What a great play, and it all started with the fast break by Donnelly. Look, he comes down, gives it to Millen. Millen just rockets that one. The velocity bounces off the chest of Elliott. Elliott says, where is it? And here comes Ryan. Launches in behind the defense. The 8th goal of the game for Boston. Look at the score, 13:57 left. That came just seconds into the fourth quarter. Carmine keeps the pressure on as he directs that team. They haven't tied this game. It's been all Philadelphia, but now they have a chance to do it. Not if Chris Flynn has anything to do with it. He takes the hard shot to give it a 2-goal lead for Philly, back to a 10-8 score. O'Neal can't believe it. He was looked off by the fake. Let's take a look at it again. Great job. Flynn comes down. Look how he looks to the left. He freezes O'Neal and the defender, and then he comes back for the right-handed shot. O'Neal too far to the right. That is a goal, a 2-goal lead. Loose ball's critical. Terrio, watch how he fights in the corners. Elliott with a big save there. There is Donovan chasing him. Pressure by Philadelphia. Loose balls, of course, critical. The game's so close right now. 2-goal game, 10-8. Frazier trying to pick it up. Finally, he does. Adam Mueller, wrap check. Terrio now. Comes in, beats Jacobs. He's quicker. He shoots, and it goes wide. Boston still putting on pressure. They're still down by 2. Here is the shot up front. It's Donovan. This is, watch the ball roll in. It was Frazier, and a save by Elliott, but it rolled in a trickle shot, 10-9, a 1-goal game. 10-9 at the Fleet Center. We are in the fourth quarter as this game continues to roll on. Philadelphia needing a goal big time. Marchek, he scored 2 of the first 3 goals, and this one, big goal, giving him a 11-9, a 2-goal lead for Philadelphia. Marchek coming up huge. So big in the first quarter, haven't heard from him since. Philadelphia still with pressure. Oglesby trying to get loose, double team coming in. Oglesby immediately looks for help once he sees the double team. It's Chris Flynn. He's got a good night going. Rocket shot with the right hand, but O'Neal scoops it up. Whoa. Fast break for O'Neal, looking all the way down, hit as he tries to pull it in. Back to Carmine, and he can't finish it. But Oglesby called for the penalty. That will give Boston an extra man play and a chance to get this game even tighter. Hey, don't forget Lax Attack every Saturday morning, 9:30 on ESPN2. All the great highlights of Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. Don't miss it. Back now to the Fleet Center. Oglesby sits in the box. This gives Boston a chance to get this one 1-goal tighter. It's a 2-goal game right now. Carmine triggers from up top. Frazier dishes it down low. Frazier right-handed shooter. This is Carmine. Ryan to his left. It's 5-on-4. Ryan back to Carmine. Rocket shot. He's got rope. Beautiful shot by Carmine. Now 11-10 from Ryan.
Within 1. Within 1. Let's take it all the way back.
Wolfong knows he wants this one big time. This team has fought back. Edel gets tackled by Philadelphia's tough defense. Blanchard, he's on a mission, and he gets his 4th goal of the game. Charlie Blanchard, who scored the first 3, gets number 4 to tie the game at 11. Boston has 10 second-half goals on 31 shots. This is going good. What's the score? 11-11. I got it. 6:15 left. Let's go, Blazers. But a penalty puts them down a man. This is a power play. Look how they're playing at Diamond D. They're letting the lower men take the shots. They're cutting off the top guys. Let McAvoy shoot. And O'Neal makes the save. More respect for the top shooters in that Diamond defense. They snuffed them there. They want possession, but they can't get it. Whistle blows time. Ryan comes in. Ryan puts pressure on Elliott. Didn't know where it was. Elliott so dramatic with the saves.
We got 1 minute to go in the game. Let's understand. We'll go with the man-up team out there. All right, let's run a pick and roll down one side, Tommy. Late in the set, let's clear out a side, the right top right side. Let's let Tommy go with the ball. Offside. Let's make sure that we get
watch the hanger
roll or something over there. So look for them.
All right. So a play set up, but here comes Philadelphia with a chance to win the game. It's tied right now. Only seconds to go. Less than a minute when Gate comes in and puts his team ahead by 1. This is with about 30 seconds to go. Gary Gate clears out the side, making it so tough to play him one-on-one. The league's MVP puts Philly up. Watch this again. Tap, riding him hard, but one little step. He dances around the crease, comes in, one fake. DeFries O'Neal and goes near side.
Listen, look at this, guys. Man up. Let's go, Randy. All we're going to do is go pass it over here, take it over. Get them settled a little bit, right? Okay, when the ball gets to Tommy, the second time, we're going to pick down for Ryan here. See, who's the top? Charlie. Okay, Charlie's going to pick down here, come here. Then we're going to pick across for Charlie. Charlie's going to go back door, look for a backhand feed to it. You're going to have someone here or here.
Make it! Pass to me, I'm passing it back to Tommy, and we're in it. Yeah.
Okay. Let's go, Randy.
Please, guys, make it work. Patience,
Just get under pressure, keep it, don't forget.
Tony Resch get the defense set. Boston with about 20 seconds to do it. They're going to put pressure. They pulled the goalie. As you saw, it's 6 on 5 in effective power play. Ryan shoots. Gabrielson blocks it before he even gets to Elliott. The ball's loose, and that one shot from out front save. That save in front on Blanchard. And Elliott comes up big. Now it's loose. Seconds ticking down, and there is the game. Not enough time. They could not pull it out. A 1-goal win for Philadelphia. What a game. Boston had a heroic comeback, but it was Gary Gate with the game-winning goal. Tremendous day for him. And hey, Tommy Marichek, you had 3 goals, but I got to ask you, buddy, was that a called play to Gary Gate to win this thing?
Yeah, it was a free man. It's basically, we're just going to keep the right-hand side busy so Gary and Gova can work their plays. So it worked well. Gova picked well, and Gary was all alone, so Gary took his guy one-on-one. So it was a play that we designed with that special couple seconds left in the game.
How about our Bud Light MVP, Dallas Elliott, the first-team All-Pro, 41 saves. What a day he had, turning away the great comeback of Boston. Now, the last series was pretty dramatic. They get the ball. They have 20 seconds plus to come in and shoot a goal that might tie it. They were all over you with shots.
Well, I think they got 1, possibly 2 shots on net there, but there's nothing worse than a loose ball, a scramble right in front of the goal with 3 or 4 seconds left in the game, and the game's at stake there. But we were fortunate enough there that the time ran out, and we pulled this one out.
How about this team in general? Philadelphia Wings off to a 2-0 start. How important is that for you guys trying to get back to the North American Cup?
Well, it's very important, particularly with these games being on the road. Now I believe we have 4 games at home, so it's nice to have that 2-0 start, and hopefully we can cruise through the next 4 games. They're not going to be easy by any means. Everybody's improved this year, but now that we're home, that should give us a slight advantage.
Our congratulations, Dallas Elliott, Bud Light MVP. And he helped put his team on top of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. They're off to a 2-0 start. The rest of the team's fighting for spots.
Need a little crunch to go with those cornflakes on Saturday morning? If you love all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, find out what's happening inside the MILL each week by tuning into the Mille-Lacs Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Leif Elsmo and Quinn Kesenick will give you all you need to know about your favorite team with highlights, plus special features and previews of upcoming games. The Mille-Lacs Attack, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on ESPN2. Brought to you by Bud Light. Indoors, intense, and in your face.
Philadelphia victorious this week. Next week we'll have more games on Lax Attack. Let's take a look at the matchups for week number 3. Winless Baltimore goes to Philadelphia. Hey, Finneran, you ready for them?
Baltimore, new team, you know, for them, a lot of new guys. John Tucker, ex-wing. You know, we're gunning for him in his debut back at the Core State Center. So it's going to be fun.
Next big matchup, Boston takes on Buffalo. They just missed a chance to beat Philly. Now they got to go against Buffalo, who's 0-1. And Tavares rocked the goal for 5 individual goals last time they played in Buffalo. This will be a tough matchup for the Boston Blazers. And Rochester has to go back and play the Saints. Colsey, you ready?
Oh yeah, this can be a great game next week. There's no question about it. And I, actually give them the advantage. We're at home, but then you got to add the fact that we just beat them. And now they're going to think all week about, we have to come back and play better ball. They'll, make the corrections on the mistakes that they made, and I can guarantee they'll come back and play us even tougher than they played this week.
All right, class, here's the recap. Baltimore at Philly. You've got Boston playing Buffalo, must win for Buffalo, and Rochester playing the Saints again. That'll be a dogfight.
Major Indoor Lacrosse League is the hottest sport in town, and when on the road, make sure you stay at one of our fine MILL sponsor hotels for the 1996 season. The Sheraton Inner Harbor Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland, the Buffalo Hilton in Buffalo, New York, the Long Island Marriott in Uniondale, New York, the Holiday Inn Stadium in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and the Radisson at Rochester Plaza in Rochester, New York. These fine hotels are where the teams of the MILL stay when on the road. Call and make your reservations today.
This week's MILL Lax Attack show has been brought to you by Bud Light, with brewery fresh taste, the official beer of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League.
This is Lee Felsmo from the Philadelphia Locker Room. They're happy, and we hope you join us again next week on Lax Attack.
Rock and roll! Strike up the band and let's get everybody up and dancing. Well, maybe not everybody. Drop the rock for week 3 of Major Indoor League Lacrosse. Philadelphia feels the fight in their song as they take on the Baltimore Thunder. John Tavares performs his first solo against the Boston Blazers. Vinny Pfeiffer tries to conduct another win over the Rochester Nighthawks, getting all his fans up in the aisles and even getting Elvis in the house. Thank you very much.
Bad music. Very, very bad music.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mill Lax Attack. I'm Lee Felsmo. Great show tonight. We've got Philadelphia taking on Baltimore right here at the Core State Center. Also, Boston goes to Buffalo, and New York has a huge game at home, and they are taking on Rochester. All that tonight on the Mill Lax Attack. ESPN2 presents Lax Attack. Highlights of the weekly Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. This week's MILL Lax Attack show is brought to you by Brewery Fresh Bud Light, who reminds you that fresh beer tastes better.
Come in, we're 0-1. Looking to play a lot better from our last game. We got to obviously stop guys like Marichek, Finneran, Gary Gate, looking to, play some really good defense on them.
We figure we got to take care of Gary Gate, and we should be all right. That's probably our main concern. If we hold him to, a couple instead of like 6, we should be in good shape.
Game tonight, Baltimore, could be a great game. Got Thunder, they're 0-1, but they're coming out for a victory. They're here to show they got a lot of heart and that they can win. So we got to be ready for them. We're ready. New building. Here we go.
Baltimore, they got a lot of talent. They've some really good outdoor players, and hopefully they haven't got quite together in the indoor yet. Got some young guys and some older veterans that are trying to get those guys together, so hopefully they don't put together against us.
Well, it doesn't get any better than this, We're totally psyched, ready to go. It's going to be a great game.
Ready to hit somebody.
First night in the new house, step 1 in making it our house to defend. Okay?
Yeah! Come on! Here we go, at home, that's a jug or a new home. All we do is win here, win on 3, 1, 2, 3, win.
And this team knows how to win. Philadelphia comes in 2-0 in first place. Baltimore 0-1, trying to find an identity in this 97th season. They get the opening face-off. Baltimore, of course, in the red and yellow. The Wings, the black and silver. The Core State Center, brand new building, and the Wings trying to get off to a quick start. They do. Govett, beautiful shot. The Manimal comes down and gets the first goal of the game, 1-0. Another look at it as Govett comes down from the ground level. You'll see nobody picks him up defensively. The low shot beats Collins. Hey, Govett, it looked pretty easy.
Got a quick pass from Gabe. Ran up the field. Gator broke towards the net, kind of screened a goalie. I just threw it as hard as I could with my eyes closed and it went in.
Makes the score 1-0. Good start for Philadelphia, but Baltimore trying to get the second straight face-off. They are a team searching for identity with new coach John Tucker. Here comes Wills. Fast breaking, good-looking left-hander over to the far side. Wade takes the shot, and Wade with the left hand beats Dallas Elliott to tie the score at 1. Glenn Norris Morris then scored to give Baltimore a lead. Then Philly scored twice. Gate and Marichek right now in the first quarter. It's a 3-2 lead for Philadelphia. Hey, but things are getting tough. Ball and Miller, 55 and 99 going at it. Both of these players will get roughing calls. Whoa, hold on, Billy Miller. Ball, Miller each get 2-minute roughing fouls. That sets up still an even situation. Look at the top of the screen. Right there. Kronberger gets nailed by Miller, but he was really leveled on a baiting play. Look at Kronberger. He set up some contact early. Then it's Govett that knocks him down. Govett knocks down Kronberger. That'll set up a power play for Baltimore. They couldn't connect. Backdoor shot and a shorthanded goal for Gary Gate. Power play opportunity for Baltimore, a goal for Gary Gate. Still power play for Baltimore, but it's Philly with the ball. Now they lead by 2. It's Gate again, circling. 2 players can't corral. 3 can't. He scores goal number 3 for Gate. He's got a hat trick, and his team leads 5-2. Watch the slides. Martino can't do it. Canabine can't do it. Gate hammers it home. His shot, 3-goal lead after the first.
If you crave action that's indoors, intense, and in your face, if you live in a Major Indoor Lacrosse League city, what are you waiting for? Get tickets now to your team's next exciting home game at an arena near you. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Matchup this weekend is Rochester taking on New York after being beaten by New York in Rochester. Let's take a look at that game.
Hey everybody, Quinn Kesnick. We are at the Nassau Coliseum on Long Island. We've got the New York Saints against the Rochester Nighthawks in a rematch of action from last Saturday where New York posted the 14-12 upset on the road in upstate New York.
And we were just happy to get a win. That was, we're trying to put our team in a new direction, and we really needed that win up in Rochester. I realize if we lose, we only go to 1-2, but we also lose a tiebreaker to New York, which is probably a team we're going to be fighting with late in the season. So in the third game of the year, it's almost like a playoff game because we have to win this game, and we have to win by 2 goals. It was a big win last week, but we need to keep it going, to kind of get on a roll. So I don't think you're going to see us come out flat, at least I hope not, but I really don't think so.
And everybody's warming up, getting set for this Nassau Coliseum matchup. The Rochester Nighthawks now faced with the must-win against the Saints, who have really rebuilt their team. Pat McCabe right there with Huff as they get set to face off. Silcott on the left used to play for the Nighthawks. Now he's facing off for the Saints. He goes against Yoel Baker, one of the young rookies. Ballgate gets the face-off. Rochester puts pressure on and bounces it over Sal Licasio. First quarter action from New York. Vinny Pfeiffer just giving this team a whole new sense of power and direction. They are in shape. This is Mark Millen, acquired from Baltimore. Great shooter. Looking inside, he's got O'Keefe. And O'Keefe gets roped. 1-0. New York gets the early lead just 23 seconds into the first quarter. Millen with the assist, and Steve Sombrato gets an assist as well. Going back to the face-off circle against Silcott, so important. Pulls it out to his teammate, Steve Sombrato. Hit from behind, no call as New York resets their offense. Still in the first minute of play. 1-0, New York leads. New York triggers down low, looking for help. This is Darren Lowe to the far side. It's Sarah Met putting it home. No, it's Steve Sombrato, number 25. Backdoor on that shot. Darren Lowe drew the attention of the goalie, and it's a 2-0 game. Physical game, each team knowing they have to win. You see Huff there enforcing. So New York with a 2-0 lead, still in the first quarter, now about 9 minutes left. Here's Hollenbeck. Hollenbeck comes in against Salacasio, gets the first goal of the game. Assist to Ryder and Jacobs, that at 9:18 of the first. 2-1 now, New York leading, still by 1. They have the ball. After Aramek scored to make it 3-1, we get back in the offense. O'Keefe again into the crease, but that one counts. He scored before he landed. And now the score, a 3-goal lead for New York. Mark Millen with 3 assists so far in this quarter. What a day for him. Still a lot of time left. Rochester has to win this to have any chance for the tiebreaker against New York, to remind you how important it is for the Rochester Nighthawks. Each team trying to get possession. The 3-goal lead for the home team, New York Saints. Huff. Silcock can't pick it up cleanly. Hollenbeck with a great check. McCabe there playing tough defense. Everybody, Lockwood. Is it Field Hockey? The crowd trying to get this one back on track. New York looking good, though. They have a 3-goal lead, 4-1. O'Keefe red hot with 2 goals for the Saints. All 6 teams playing tonight in the mill. Let's go to Buffalo and see what the Blazers are doing against the Bandits.
No doubt we'd like to get a W in the win column. You know, and I'm sure Boston would like to beat our brains in here. But we're going to go out and we're going to try and play to our game plan. Stick with the things that we do well and see what happens at the end of it.
We need to go out and take what we deserve, you know, and earn it. And it's convincing the players that they belong. You know, we, quite frankly, this year we've taken an approach that, you know, you guys are veterans. You're as good or better than most players in the league. You've proven it in any given half or quarter. And he says all we need to do is string it together for a full game, and you could be in the championship game and collecting that ring then.
If the ball is up front and we're in a dime or anything, you're looking for the Davis. These guys both backdoor cut. 21 and 17. Head's got to be on a swivel. Who's our bottom crease there?
Let's trust ourselves. Let's trust our teammates. Let's play to our potential, and we'll come out with a victory.
Guys, we're a way better lacrosse team than this team.
We're a better team. We're a better team.
60
Let's
minutes,
go out,
guys.
60 minutes, prove it right
minutes.
now.
Right.
All right?
Leave it on the floor.
Blazers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Blazer!
You're looking at Pat O'Toole. Has not been sensational this year. The Marine Midland Arena, a brand new venue. O'Neill for Boston. Those two will be really pressed tonight. It's Boston against Buffalo in Buffalo. First quarter action. Boston comes around, gets a shot and a goal on O'Toole, and that one happens 2 minutes into the first quarter, a 1-0 lead for the Blazers. Randy Frazier gets it. Watch him come inside. Ducks inside of Doddridge and puts it right off of the hip of goalie O'Toole. Buffalo putting a lot of pressure on the other end, though, now with a 1-0 deficit. Tavares up top. He gets a lot of attention. Down low, accordingly, 2 fakes. Millen there too late for the defensive check, and that ties the game at 1. Accordingly, from Tavares. Game tied at 1. We are still looking at a lot of pressure from Buffalo. O'Neill immediately looks up for an outlet pass. Tap does the same. Wants the fast break. Out of the box. This is Carmian. Gets it down low. Watch the pick and roll on that side, the 2-man game. Donovan comes up to set the pick. Donovan on Blanchard, the pick. Donovan inside. Blanchard sees him, gets it to him, and Donovan nails the second goal for Boston. A great 2-man game on the left side. Carmine get an assist, and Blanchard also. 2-1, Boston leads. Buffalo back up on the offense. This is a man opportunity for Buffalo. Stevens gets the rebound. He comes down with a shorthanded goal. That gives Boston a 3-1 lead, a 2-goal margin. Great job by Boston. A little bit of concern on the bench of Buffalo. Tavares triggering. Still first quarter action. O'Neill has looked pretty sharp in the nets. Tavares putting pressure. That shot, and O'Neill windshield wipers that one to the side. Here comes the Boston Blazers. Carmian looks for help. Nice juke move out front, the left-handed shot. He finds it right inside the pipe. That'll be the 4th goal of the game. Carmian's first, a 3-goal lead, still in the first quarter. Boston has really moved their scoring around. 4 different players scoring. Carmian leading everybody with 1 goal and 2 assists. Let's take a look at Lax Attack every Saturday morning. Don't miss any of the action of Major Indoor Lacrosse. 9:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2. The Mill Lax Attack. Getting ready to start the second quarter. Big effort late in the first quarter. Gary Gates scoring 2 shorthanded goals. A 3-goal lead for Philly. It could have been a tie game if Baltimore could have gotten that goal in the power play. So Philadelphia escapes a near tie, but Baltimore still puts on pressure. The score now 5-2 as we enter the second quarter. Baltimore putting pressure in a backdoor goal by Jeff Wills, number 16. The great player from Johns Hopkins. Here's where the play sets up. Canabine comes near side, sets a pick. Martino comes into the corner. He sees an opening on the back door. It's Jeff Wills right behind Elliott. Elliott can't move fast enough. Hey, Ricky Freed, backdoor shots are easy.
We pick up the ground balls and movement, we're doing fine. We just got to pick up the ground ball movement. We have an easy back shot goal.
And that makes the score 5-3. Second quarter action continuing now. Flynn's got the ball. This is where he loves to shoot. No defense in front of him. One face dodge, 2, and he gets that one backside on Collins. Great shot by Chris Flynn. 6-3 the score. Watch him come in, make the little juke move there. Inside one defender, inside 2, and right inside of Collins, hip high. 3-goal lead for Philadelphia. This game gets more physical as the second quarter progresses. 3-goal lead for Philly, their new marina. Whoa, hold it, icing called. Fix the carpet, they do. Back to Finneran, working it out front. Shot on the backside, Maricek, number 42, great shooter, and he nails this one for a 4-goal lead for Philadelphia. Later on, still second quarter, McAvoy brings it, he gets a lot of attention. Gate all alone backside, he makes 2 fakes and beats Collins. You cannot leave Gary Gate by himself. That is 4 goals on the day for Gary Gate. Lodson added another for Baltimore. Gate and Maricek each got 1 more. That left the score at the half, 10-4 Philadelphia. You're probably wondering, lacrosse, how you can check almost without any concern for fouls. Well, lacrosse check's a big part of defense. Nobody does it better than Brian Volker and Ray DeBall.
Rules and Tools, brought to you by Old Spice.
I'm Brian Volker, the Philadelphia Wings, defensive specialist here with Dan Radeball, another defenseman from the Thunder, and I'm going to tell you about the cross check, one of the major checks here in the Indoor Lacrosse League. In this league, you can really get on a guy and hammer him a little bit from the side and from the front, but you're going to get called a penalty when you really start pushing him from the rear and really start hammering him, hitting him hard. All right, so we stay here equal pressure, it's fine, but when you really start hitting hard, that's when they're going to call some on you. Get a little roll on me, we're not allowed to grab and clutch. Just got to keep hammering on the guy, keep your hands off of him.
We're back with Rochester at the Nassau Coliseum. Don't forget, Brian O'Keefe had 2 goals to get New York to that 4-1 lead at the end of the first quarter. Take a look at Sal Ocasio. He has been a part of the story. This is Paul Gate getting it down low, back up top, and the shot coming in. Look at the deflection. Good save by Lacasio. Has been very strong in the first quarter. Still a 3-goal lead for New York. Colsey inside. He takes the hard shot. Rope for Colsey. This is 43 seconds into quarter number 2. 5-1. The Saints. 4-goal lead. A lot of speed for New York. Look at Gordon Purdy, number 9, checking and pushing the ball up and down the floor. He's a member of the Australian national team. Great speed for Gordon Purdy. Outruns everybody on Rochester's team. Draws the penalty there at the last moment, so that will give New York a power play. Crowd loves the speeds for Gordon Purdy. Power play now. 5-1 the score as the New York Saints try to light it up. 5-on-4. In the middle, it's Mark Millen against Dietrich. The left-hander gets that one for a 6-1 lead. Millen with a lot of assists in the first quarter nails his first goal of the game. Sal still hot. Paul Gate one-on-one. A big push by Saramet on defense, but it was the save of Lacasio. Later on in the second quarter, now the score 7-1, a 6-goal lead. Saramet brings it down. Nobody on him, and a low shot beats Dietrich. That makes the score 8-1. Saramet on fire. Saramet ends up with 3 goals in the first half, but Rochester was really in trouble, and Dietrich might be coming out of the game. Quint, what do you have for us?
5 minutes to go here before halftime, and Rochester trailing 8-1 has pulled their goalie, Steve Dietrich, replacing him with Derek General.
Let's see if it does anything for the team's psyche. They're now being pushed to do a defensive bowl. It's a power play for New York. Derek General trying to face up to it. He can't do it because the shot's down low. Walder, no defense on Walder. 2 big fakes, gets Derek General on the carpet, and that'll make the score at the end of the first half 10-1. Saints on a roll. We're back in Buffalo. This guy's fired up. Put him on the Buffalo bench because they're down by 4. Ryan scored, the 5th player for Boston, to make it a 5-1 game. We're still in the first quarter, late as it is, though. Power play for Buffalo. They need it big time. Tavares takes one wide, bounces out. Look at the speed of Boston. The only player chasing it. He gets it on the board. No goalie in there. It's Millen. Open net. That's goal number 6, Tony Millen. Tremendous hustle. Watch how he comes down. O'Toole is gambling, but O'Toole has to get Millen. He doesn't get all of them. Millen's got the open net, and he buries it right in front of Tavares. Whoa, here comes Cowie. O'Toole coming out now. He has not been very sharp in the first 2 games of this season. Cowie comes in, his team down now 6-1. We don't show you Carmine scoring the 7th goal, and we pick up the action with a 7-1 lead for Boston. O'Neill, very calm, very collected. The Bandits again with a chance to get a goal on the power play. 5-on-4. Cordingley up top. Cordingley takes a hard shot. He's got rope, his 2nd goal of the game. The score now, Boston 7, Cordingley 2. Buffalo still on a power play. Tavares gets this one. It's Cordingley with the assist. And this team is fighting back 7-3 now. Cordingley with 2 goals and 1 assist. Cronin scored for Boston, and Callan scored for Buffalo to make the score 8-4 as we pick up action in the second quarter. Hall down low. Tavares, 2 fakes. Stevens can't get the stick on him. And that one will be goal number 5 for Buffalo. Now it's a 3-goal game. That's when you feel like you're in it in Major Indoor Lacrosse. Boston putting pressure on. Far side, Frazier with a right-handed shot gives his team a 4-goal lead. 9-5 now in the second quarter. Kilgore matches that goal to make it 9-6. And that's where we leave it at the end of 2. Hey, if you can't get enough Major Indoor Lacrosse League stats in action, check the Mill on the web. Surf to www.millhome.com. Get all the stats and pictures you want. Hey, give me a letter at itsrelief@ix.netcom.com. I've gotten some great letters. Love to hear from you. The first half story in Philadelphia is Gates' 5 goals and Marichek's hat trick.
Hi, everybody. Lee Percival back with you in Philadelphia. It's a great game here. Baltimore has to stop Gate and Marichek in order to get back in this game.
I'm feeling pretty good. I'm getting lots of shots. I should probably be converting on a lot more of them, but if I keep getting those opportunities, it's going to be a big night.
Well, I'd say 5 goals is already a big night. Gary Gate on his way to possible MVP status for this game. Horms, loose ball. Baltimore has possession. First shot, second half, and he gets it. Horms with a goal to make it 10-5. 5 minutes later, here's a power play opportunity. Martino rockets that one. 10-6, but back to within 4. Baltimore scoring the first 2 goals. Look at Martino just putting the Jets on it. He gets that goal. Baltimore scoring the first 2 goals of the second half. Still putting pressure on in front. Wade with the rebound. Wade gets the goal, and that makes it a 10-7 game. Wade, tremendous day for him as he puts pressure on Elliott. After Finneran scored for Philadelphia and Bates to make it a 12-7 game. Look at the pressure by Philadelphia as they try to extend the lead. It's Gary Gate getting goal number 6 as the third quarter winds down. Philadelphia back to that 6-goal margin, 13-7.
If you crave action that's indoors, intense, and in your face, if you live in a Major Indoor Lacrosse League city, what are you waiting for? Get tickets now to your team's next exciting home game at an arena near you. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge. Need a little crunch to go with those cornflakes on Saturday morning? If you love all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, find out what's happening inside the MILL each week by tuning into the Millwax Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Leif Elsmo and Quinn Kesenick will give you all you need to know about your favorite team with highlights, plus special features and previews of upcoming games. The Millwax Attack, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on ESPN2. Brought to you by Bud Light. Indoors, intense, and in your face.
Now is the time, okay? We've got to reestablish ourselves. We can't get sloppy. You cannot be tired, okay? It's easy with a little bit of a lead to be tired, okay? We must stay focused.
Fourth quarter starting, and this one at 13-7, really in the hands of Philadelphia as they put the pressure on Collins. And he gets nailed there by Marichek, who had nobody play him defensively to make the score 14-7. Baltimore, slim chances left, but Martino gets the loose ball, looks up to Wade. Wade all by himself, big fake far side, and he beats Elliott on the near post to make it a 14-8 game. Baltimore back to within 6. Wade's hat trick for the day. Piazza comes in for Elliott, and Piazza getting a little bit of legs here. Nobody picks him up on the clear, so Piazza goes down to midfield. At this point, the game feels pretty comfortable for Piazza. He's coming out, and it's 15-9 at this point. They are leading by 6 still. Pizza's dropping it, but watch the hit. Pizza way out of the goal. Now he just has to give it up. Picked up by J.J. Pearl. Pearl tries to shoot from his end, just misses the cage. Now Piazza's back in there. He's very tired. Can't defend. being pushed back by that save. Piazza still unsettled in there as Kronberger takes a hard shot. Kronberger gets that goal, making it 15-10. Only about 5 minutes left. Look at Piazza. Whoa, a little bit tired there. And Kronberger's got the bench of Baltimore fired up. But not for long, because here comes Philadelphia and Flynn. The great Chris Flynn from Penn backhands that one to make it 16-10. Plaza would add one for Baltimore to make the final 16-11. A 5-goal win for the Philadelphia Wings. Baltimore looking a little bit better with their young lineup, a new lineup, but Gary Gate showing the experience along with Dallas Elliott there, but it's the Bud Light MVP Awards. Gary Gate, look at the 6 goals with 5 assists, 11 points on the day. A tremendous afternoon for Gary. With our Bud Light MVP, no surprise, Gary Gate, 6 goals, big night for you. You guys still haven't won the second half, but you are undefeated.
Yeah, that's right. We've won every game. We're 3-0, and that's the important thing right now. Obviously, we still got a lot of work to do on that second half. I think against teams like Rochester and Buffalo, you got to have a second half, so we got to work on that.
So the Core State Center gets a proper baptism, a 16-11 win for the Wings over the Thunder. We're back to the Nassau Coliseum. What a first half for the New York Saints. 10-1, they lead. We've got time now to meet a player on the Saints roster.
Stay in your seats. It's the Bud Light $10,000 shootout. Hi, everybody. Quinn Kesenick at the Nassau Coliseum. We've got a feature for you this week about Mark Millen. As you know, Mark was the leading goal scorer for the Baltimore Thunder last year with 25 goals. New coach John Tucker comes in, and Millen gets cut, but he was picked up by the New York Saints.
Well, I was, when I got the word that I wasn't going to be playing with the Thunder, I realized that, I'm kind of aware of what's going on in the league, and I knew rosters had to be in. So I was a little nervous there for a couple minutes, and I figured most of the teams had their rosters in. So Sal Licasio is a great friend of mine. I got right on the phone with him, just, you know, notified him of my interest of maybe being able to come up here, and right away he spoke to Vinny Pfeiffer and called me, and we were able to work it out.
The feeling is in New York, we were happy to get him, and I think, you know, you could ask almost anyone. We're happy to get a player like Mark. You know, Mark is an impact player wherever he goes.
The thing with Mark Millen, I put him in the same category as like a Tom Carmine, a guy that has a good first step and can fire it accurately and hard, either righty or lefty. He's fast, he's got the stick, he's got the speed, he's got the shot.
Coach Pfeiffer said, you know, we want you to shoot, so I'd like to try to get some better shots for myself. I think I've taken a couple of shots that probably weren't great shots in the last couple of games, but that's, you know, that's what they brought me in here to do, was shoot, and hopefully I can finish.
Nassau Coliseum enjoying that 10-1 first half. You know, that can put pressure on a team. That's a 9-goal lead. How do you handle it? Ask the coach.
Getting ready to start the third quarter. New York's leading 10-1. Coach, what can you say? How can you not let down in the second half?
We're trying to look beyond, you know, and that's what a championship team should do. It's a very tight league. You could close a margin like this very quickly. It happened last week. It happened when Boston played Philly. Just have to look at a little tape to realize that that's not a comfortable lead at all.
Well, Sombrado got the first goal of the second half. It's 11-1 as we pick up action now. Rochester desperate for a goal. They're down by 10. Putting pressure on Licasio, but he stands tall. Working backside, Benedict. He shoots. He's got rope in the corner. That is Benedict with goal number 2. It has been a long time since Rochester has scored. And finally, on the board. Now a power play has put Rochester on top with a 5-1-4, and Gate gets 1 goal. Not too long after that, Driscoll gets another power play goal. And it wasn't long after that before Driscoll answered again. Now all of a sudden it's an 11-5 game.
Get involved in playing below the way you're capable of and trying to protect the lead. It starts to get tighter. I want you to get aggressive. I want you to take chances. I want you to go to the goal. Okay? I don't care what the score is. I want the integrity of the team to be maintained. I want you to play hard.
And hard they do play, but let's watch Rochester get the ball and put it back at Licasio. Good save there. Out to Sudan. He takes the hard shot that makes it a 5-goal game. 11-6. Still third quarter action. Licasio only 8 saves on 13 shots in this third quarter. Tiring a little bit. Gordon Purdy. A big break. And Dietrich comes up big. Chugger having a tough first half, but now he looks like he's getting stronger. A 5-goal game still in the third quarter. His defense playing tough for Steve Dietrich. 11-6 as they start the fourth quarter. New York brings it down, looks for help out front. Walder takes the shot, bounces around and goes in. Walder gets a shot and a goal. 12-6. New York finally answers the run of Rochester. Back to a 6-goal lead. Big run for Rochester, and New York is feeling the pinch. They don't want to lose this one. The crowd getting behind the Saints. 1 quarter left to play in New York.
If you crave action that's indoors, intense, and in your face, if you live in a Major Indoor Lacrosse League city, what are you waiting for? Get tickets now to your team's next exciting home game at an arena near you. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
Vinny Pfeiffer's got his team up 12-6 here at the Nassau Coliseum, but Rochester outscored his team 5-1 in the third quarter. We'll come back to the Nassau Coliseum in just a moment. First, let's go back to Buffalo, and it's a 6 lead for Boston over the Buffalo Bandits, the defending North American Cup champs. Trouble in Buffalo.
I don't know that we'll change too much right now. You know, there's just a couple of little strategies that we want to use, some different opportunities to do a couple of little things. I think if we continue playing the way we're capable of playing here and with the changes that we made after the first quarter, that, you know, it's a long game yet.
We don't need to jumpstart their fast break because that's where they beat us every single time. Put the ball on the mat and get back or get off.
Get more physical on loose balls. And I don't mean hitting these guys from behind taking penalties. I mean sending a guy in two to get this ball. I mean whacking the backhand. I mean letting them know they're in a god-darn game here.
Let's go beat them. They're not going to win faceouts. They're not going to beat us in ground balls. And if they don't have the bloody thing, it ain't going in our net. Let's go beat them. We can. They're nothing.
Well, they are something. They're the North American Cup champs. Here comes Buffalo, putting pressure on O'Neill and Boston early on. A little help there as the ball comes back out. Physical play to start the third quarter. And a penalty there. Sending Fair to the mat. Ron Frazier looks on as his team gets a lot of pressure on by Buffalo. Now Buffalo with a chance. They are on a power play and they shoot and score. It's accordingly from Dowling, 9-7, back within 2 for the hometown team. Here's a power play again. Accordingly up top, looks to trigger. He's got the corner. Accordingly, 2 in a row. 9-8, 2 within 1. Accordingly, do it almost single-handedly. Watch this again. Just rips this thing, rockets. He's got rope right in the corner inside the pipe. And accordingly, with 2 goals for his team to start the second half. Elvis is in the house. Fair comes down for Buffalo. Kilgore with the assist. Now it's tied at 9. Take another look at Tommy Fair. He gets the ball down low. Big fake low, comes over the top after he gets O'Neill the bait on the low shot. It's a tie game. Boston playing tough though. He's trying to regroup now. They are. Led by Carmian. Blanchard has been a top scorer for this team. Down is the big in this game. This is the power play opportunity. Carmian down low. Blanchard just takes a wing shot. Back up to Carmine. Rocket for him off the pipe. Ryan playing that low left-hander spot. That's Blanchard up top for the shooter's left. Carmine triggers. Frazier to his left. Carmine, he's got it this time. He finally beats the goalie for Buffalo, and that gives them a 10-9 lead. Finally turning back the Buffalo Bandits. 10-9 the score. Watch Callan down low. Callan gets the shot. This one makes it 10-10. Tying it back up. Callan, the acquisition this year. Les Bartley has his Bandits making up that 3 goals. It's a tie game with just about a third of the game left in Buffalo. Now let's take a look at our Brine Mill leaders, brought to you by Brine, the official equipment manufacturer of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. First, we'll start with points. You see, Gary Gate leads everybody from the wings, but then Jacobs and Paul Gate from the Rochester Nighthawks are second and third. That's a losing team with 2 great scores. For goals, you've got Gary Gate, Paul Gate, Frazier, and Blanchard for the Boston Blazers, and tied with Blanchard are Tavares, Millen, Finneran, and Jacobs. And the big story for the goalies is the lack of O'Neill's numbers. It's Cowie coming in, getting more numbers. He ranks 3rd in the league. O'Toole off to not a great start. New York threatening to knock Rochester off 2 weeks in a row. This has playoff implications. It's 12-6 as we head into the 4th. We'll be back to this game in a moment.
Bud Light sounds of the game.
Oh, hey, Bobby, I'm playing high. Freeze is my man. Can listen. What we talking about in this one? Score number 18. Oh, you like you're my man? Yes, it was. Hey, guys.
Hi, how you doing? Hate the Thunders. What is a thunder?
Strap it on, baby. Strap it on.
Everybody know what a thunder is? I don't know what a wing is, so.
If you get involved in playing below the way you're capable of and trying to protect the lead, it starts to get tighter. I want you to get aggressive. I want you to take chances. I want you to go to the goal. Okay? I don't care what the score is. I want the... Listen! Hey, come on! Come on!
Now he's got to wait till it's over.
the Coliseum. He's not tired yet, and neither are the Rochester Nighthawks. They've scored 5 in the last 6 goals. They have New York worried as we go into the 4th period. The Nighthawks in the teal and white. Here they come. Randy Mearns coming for the shot. He's got that one for a 7-goal. And that is a 12-7 score, 5 goals down from Lockwood. Here comes Rochester. Plenty of time left, even though it's a 5-goal lead. Rochester with the ball again. Salacasio in there, still going the whole way. Jacobs comes up, and he finally gets one. Jacobs scores to get a 12-8 score. Now they're back to within 4, and the collar's getting tighter on the suit of Vinny Pfeiffer. 4th quarter continues, and the pressure continues. Paul Gate puts on pressure. Here comes a fast break. It's Thorpe looking for help. Paul Gate, he can't beat Lacasio. Tremendous save. After McGrady scores to make it a 12-9, here comes Gate again. Watch him go through 1 player, 2, 3, 1-on-1 with Lacasio. Goal number 10. Gate brings his team back to within 2. Only 2 goals for Paul Gate, but that was a huge one. Rochester still needs goals, about 4 minutes left. There's still time. Gordon Purdy set the face-off for New York. They have to have a possession. Joel Baker, the good-looking rookie for Rochester. Ball goes out into the crowd. It'll be awarded to Rochester. Huge decision there by the referee to Rochester. They are down by 2. Not much time left. Sudan starts the offense by digging it into the corner. Sudan fouls play, gets the ball back. He shoots and gets goal number 11. Sudan from Hollenbeck. It's a 1-goal game. 5 straight Rochester goals. Only moments left in this one. New York won last week. Rochester has to win to get any kind of tiebreaker against New York in the playoffs. Huff comes in and scores to make it an 11-13 score. Now New York up by 2. From Purdy to Huff, that will be enough to secure a win, they hope, at the Nassau Coliseum. Paul Gate comes down on Lacasio with a big save. Another save on the follow-up. And now it looks like they're calling it a goal by Fietta. Fietta gets credit for the goal. New York saying it was not good, but that one makes it a 1-goal game. 13-12 late in the 4th.
22 seconds to go. Rochester, they're down a man. You'll see Dietrich will leave the field. They'll pull another player on it. It'll be a 5-on-5 for 22 seconds. They're looking for the tying goal.
Nobody in the goal. You saw that as Rochester goes against the great speed of Gordon Purdy playing defense. Rochester getting a break past him. Tremendous speed to get past Purdy by Ryder. Paul Gate couldn't handle it cleanly. That was the shot they wanted. They couldn't get it into Paul Gate's stick cleanly, and that will do it on the clock as time winds down. New York ends up beating Rochester 2 weeks straight, and the Saints are coming back as a franchise.
We're on the floor. Rochester, great comeback, Paul, but it fell a little short late.
Yeah, we started a little late in this game, I guess. Down 10-1 at half. I've never been in that situation in my life, and the guys showed good heart in the second half.
We have a new attitude on this team, and I think we have more confidence on this team than we've ever had. I think we feel we're pretty good players, and I think that's why we pulled it out for us in the end.
Bud Light MVP is Sal Lacasio. Big day for him, not sharing time with Metke. It was Sal Lacasio who saved it on defense.
It was a tale of 2 games. New York won the first half convincingly. Rochester came back. You made a couple big saves late in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I got to do what I got to do to win the game, Quinn. I'm out there trying as hard as I can, but with that team, we have to play better defense, and it's almost like we're disappointed. We won, but we didn't play very well in the second half, and we hung on for dear life.
Well, they won the first half 10-1. They lost the second half 11-3. Tremendous game to watch for the fans, but New York wins 2 in a row from Rochester.
Need a little crunch to go with those cornflakes on Saturday morning? If you love all the hard-hitting, high-scoring action of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League, find out what's happening inside the MILL each week by tuning into the Millwax Attack every Saturday morning at 9:30 a.m. on ESPN2. Leif Elsmo and Quinn Kesenick will give you all you need to know about your favorite team with highlights, plus special features and previews of upcoming games. The Millwax Attack, Saturday mornings at 9:30 on ESPN2. Brought to you by Bud Light. Indoors, intense, and in your face.
Rolling. We're back in Buffalo. The game's tied at 10, and it's the Buffalo Bandits who have made up the 3 goals they were down at halftime. Still in the third quarter as Buffalo brings the ball down. Dowling, he's been quiet so far. Look at that bad pass stuck in his pocket. And here comes the great speed of Tony Millen. Blazers on a fast break. Millen leading. Millen right into Tavares, who makes a defensive check to take it away. Wilfong. And a goal by Edel. Wilfong to Edel. Millen will get an assist as well, and a 1-goal lead for Boston. Accordingly, getting the ball way up front. There he is. Accordingly, 1-on-1. Shot high, and O'Neal gets the save. A 1-on-1 tough break. They're still down by 1. Buffalo tired. A lot of energy on the comeback trail. Rodney Tapp, fast break. He gets stopped by Cowie, who's been sensational. Coming in for O'Toole. There you see the score, 11-10. Now it's time to get down to business. And close. Travis Kilgore can't get one to fall. Ball's loose. Oh, they don't pick it up. Blazers had it, but they couldn't get it. Dowling in close. He finishes it. And Dowling ties the game at 11. Feeling strong in Buffalo as the game is knotted at 11. Now it gets tough on the boards. Brian Holland forcing Cowie out of the goal. He's hammered. That one high to the head will get some time in the box for Boston. Armin comes up, tough call. O'Neal now, because of that penalty, it'll be a penalty shot for John Tavares, 1-on-1 with O'Neal. Johnny T against O'Neal, looking for rope. Tavares puts Buffalo up by 1. That was early in the fourth quarter, a lot of time left. O'Neal coming up strong, saving on the defensive end for Boston. Oh, so the fourth quarter would be that way. Tom Ryan with a chance to tie it up. He can't do it. Cowie has been sensational. He has been the story in the goal, and offensively, it's been the guys you would expect. Power play as we continue in the fourth quarter. Tavares up top. He takes a shot, and Tavares puts his team up 13-11. Tavares scores the go-ahead goal, and then this one to put them up by 2. Each team added 2 more goals. It ends up 15-13, and Ross Cowie is the Bud Light MVP. 30 saves on 43 shots, saving the Bandits after O'Toole's weak start.
Sometimes in a game when things are going not so great, just a goaltender change makes all the difference. Certainly wasn't anything to do with Patty, just a change of momentum, and that's what sometimes the backup goalie needs to do, just come in at a good time and make the key stop.
So the final is 15-13, a win for Buffalo. They even up the record for 97. And as we take a look at the standings in the mill, you can see that Philadelphia undefeated 3-0. The New York Saints, the surprise team this year, 2-1, followed by Buffalo. Then the Blazers at 1-2, Rochester 1-2, and the winless Baltimore Thunder.
If you crave action that's indoors, intense, and in your face, if you live in a Major Indoor Lacrosse League city, what are you waiting for? Get tickets now to your team's next exciting home game at an arena near you. We'll sell you the whole seat, but you'll only need the edge.
This week's MILL Lax Attack show has been brought to you by Bud Light, with brewery fresh taste, the official beer of the Major Indoor Lacrosse League. This is our coverage for next week, starting with last night's game, Boston at Rochester, followed by Saturday's game, the feature game, New York at Philly for first place. And we'll start with Boston with a must-win for Rochester at Rochester.
Hawks on 3. 1, 2, 3. Hawks. Blazers on 3. 1, 2, 3. Blazers.
This will be a war. Boston has beaten Rochester both times they've played them at the Rochester War Memorial. Meanwhile, Rochester has lost 2 straight to New York. Their playoff hopes are really in jeopardy. They need to win at home against this Boston defense, and a tough defense it is. This is Buffalo scoring on O'Neill and Boston, but this team is tough to beat. Rochester will have a tough job doing it. Then, one night later, Rochester takes on Baltimore, and they are having trouble getting the W's. Paul Gate, what do you think the trouble with your great, talented team is?
I think a lot of players sit there and listen to Lee Falsmo when he calls us, the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And, and we let up after a big win, and then we get a loss, then we get out there and we have to go out there and play hard and win, and then we let up again, and, it's a trend that we're hopefully going to break soon.
Then Boston goes into another buzzsaw against the Buffalo Bandits, led by John Tavares, truly an MVP of the league candidate. Here he is going against O'Neill. This will be a tough rematch from last week. Boston had a great start against Buffalo in Buffalo, and they almost beat them last year at Boston. They'll have to put it all together to get the W. Can O'Toole or will it be Cowie lead the defense of Buffalo? Final game will be New York at Philadelphia, and this one's for all the marbles. First place riding on it, 3-0. Philadelphia led by Gary Gate. It takes a handful of defensemen to stop Gary Gate, and sometimes that's not enough. But New York, the only bad quarter they had really is the second quarter against Philly in the first game of the year. They feel they belong, and they feel like they can win this one. We'll recap the coverage for next week. It'll start on Friday night's game, Boston at Rochester. Huge challenge for Boston, and Rochester must win. Then Saturday's games. You've got Rochester playing 2 nights in a row at Baltimore now. Then you follow that up with Buffalo playing at Boston. Boston plays 2 nights in a row, and New York takes on the Wings for first place. And don't forget, Lax Attack will be on every Saturday on ESPN2, 9:30 Eastern Standard Time. The best of Major Indoor Lacrosse League action. Everybody's leaving the Core State Center. Philadelphia wins this one. That'll do it for them and for our Mill Lax Attack show for this week. We'll see you next week on Mill Lax Attack.